This is Pod Populi.
Podcast for the people.
The Great Love Debate. It's the Great Love Debate.
The Great Love Debate. It's the Great Love Debate.
Hi again, everyone. It's Brian Howie. Welcome to the Great Love Debate, the world's #1 dating and relationship podcast. Since 2015, I am here in the very fine studios of Pod Populi, podcast for the people. I'm at the one in Scottsdale, Arizona. The temperature is surface of the sun, and kind of that's what I'm leading into today. So I believe that summer is really fucking overrated. Summer has a really good publicist. I think people look back to when they got out of school and they think, oh my God, summer. Fall's the best. There's in 90% of the country, there's no such thing as spring. There's like 9 nice days and the rest of the time is raining. Winter is winter. And summer in most of the country, it's just not that good. California, it's good. Parts of Colorado, it's good. Montana, it's good. But the rest of the country, it's boiling hot and whatever. So, but every year, as you guys know, we try to paint a positive picture of summer, and we open up what we call our Summer Lovin' mailbag, and we try and handle your questions, your dating and relationship issues, your boyfriend and girlfriend stuff that is loosely or directly related to summer. A little bit of a different spin on that this year. This year's mailbag is called Summer Sucks, because we're going to bring up some things that are uniquely a problem with summer. And to help me handle all this, she's been on this podcast once, twice, 3 times a lady. How many times?
Once. This
you were
is
on
my
the Food
second time.
Feud once.
I was, so
She is the host of Path to Passion, which I've been on once. Maybe again. We'll see. Try to find that episode. Yael Lanciano, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's buried in the dark. So you grew up in this.
I did.
In Phoenix.
On the surface of the sun. I grew up.
Is it hotter now than it used to be? It seems.
I think
hotter.
so. It
or are we
feels
just
like
older
it.
and crankier?
It's maybe a combination of both.
Where do people? So when you're a kid, though, you're just in a pool all the summer. Here,
Yeah, and
right?
you're like frying eggs on the street, and you think it's fun and cool.
Fun, and you're chasing
Yeah.
lizards around. Are there
Totally.
lizards
And
here?
you're in
That's a
the-
Florida thing.
No, there's definitely lizards here.
Okay.
But yeah, and you're in the pool, and your mom's bringing you like watermelon and stuff.
But this is one of those places when you go to the pool that you're like, ow, 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 until you get
on
in
the
the
way.
pool.
Yeah. But then once you get the water splashing and it like gets all over
it's fine, right?
Yeah, it's
Kids
totally
don't mind.
fine.
You go to the mall and
Yeah.
you do all that stuff. But
Totally.
as an adult, how do you feel about it here? It's not. It's a long
As an adult, all the
slog.
adults leave. The adults
They
go
do.
away.
Where do they go?
A lot of them go to California,
Yeah.
Montana,
Yeah, Montana's nice, but it's not
Yeah.
easy to get to
Or
Montana.
just out of the
Utah, is
country.
Utah cooler?
I don't know. Is it?
Jake's on the controls. Jake, have you been to Utah? Utah's cooler?
In
There's
the summer?
mountains.
Yeah.
I think maybe
Yeah.
we'll go up the mountain.
There's elevation.
But most of the country, you know, people are always like, oh my God, Atlanta sucks in the summer. Well, you know what? Boston sucks in the summer. New York and Chicago, Minneapolis. It's oppressively humid a lot of places. So here, Vegas, Palm Springs, when it's hot, it's hot. It doesn't have the humidity, but there's sort of a tolerance of about above 108, 110 that it's not a pleasant place to be. Here in the mornings, it's okay, but after 1 o'clock. And the other strange
I was going
thing.
to say like after 7
Yeah,
a.m.
maybe after 7. The other strange thing about Arizona in the summer times is it continuously gets hotter through the day. Like if you're in Florida, it kind of cools off at 6 o'clock at night. It does not cool off at 6 o'clock at night here.
It cools off at about like 7:30 or 8 around here.
Yeah, it goes from like 115 to 113.
Right.
It's hot. On that note, not everything is great about the summer. Again, a lot of it is memories that we have about traveling with our families and out of school and doing things with friends. I think that carries over into adulthood. We're here to debunk a little bit of that today with the help from our listeners. So our listeners sent in, I don't know, 200 letters,
Oh my gosh.
emails over the last 6 weeks or so when I said we were going to do this. I curated a handful that sort of come into this theme. They are normally I don't look at these ahead of time. I did look at these ahead of time because they are a very peculiar bunch of people, and this is a very unique set of problems. So I wanted to bring in an expert, a very level-headed person who can help me handle these problems.
Totally.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, the first one. This is our Summer Sucks mailbag.
Summer sucks mailbag.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
This is my second summer dating my boyfriend. He is a great guy. We really only have one issue, but it was a big one last year and seems to be a bigger one this year. He is what you would call a boat guy. He loves being on his boat, loves to fish, loves to race it, spends almost every day on the lake. Sounds great, right? Except I can't go on the boat. It's not that he doesn't let me, it's that I get incredibly seasick. Even with it tied to the dock, the slightest rocking makes me so nauseous. So this summer, he said in order to make sure we could spend time together, we would do something else on the weekend, camping. I would rather throw up on a boat than lie around in the dirt every weekend. Am I being unreasonable wanting a third alternative activity? And that's from Carrie via our Facebook page.
Carrie.
It's unfortunate. Very few people get seasick on a boat on a lake.
Yeah.
I've never heard
on like
of
a
that.
small fishing boat. I've never really heard of that. But
Yeah, that's weird. But
Yeah.
let's just assume that she does.
it's interesting that she doesn't mind. Well, assuming she didn't get seasick, it's interesting that she doesn't mind the idea of boating, but then doesn't like the idea of camping.
Boating's nice. Camping's horrific. So I'm on the page with her. A lot of people do that here. They go up to like Flagstaff
Yeah,
and they
yeah, they
lie
do.
around in
Yeah.
the mud. That's
All right.
insane.
No, they don't lie around in the mud.
What do they lie? They're in like leaves
They
and
sleep-
hope a fire doesn't
They
come.
sleep in the tents and then they go hiking
Have you
and
camped?
adventuring. Yeah. I mean, it's been a while for me, but
Like, what do? You lay out in like a tent?
you sleep in the tent. Okay. You don't like
As an
hang
adult,
up
you've done this?
Actually, I haven't done it in a
Right.
while.
You've been to like a Courtyard Marriott or something though, right? Wouldn't you rather do that?
I mean, no, I think camping sounds, I haven't been lately, but I think it sounds fun because I do like the
Like
outdoors.
with the marshmallow thing?
Yeah. And it's fun. And you do the
sounds
fire
horrible.
at night and then you go
And then you go
adventure
check
during
into the
day.
Hilton.
Oh my God.
Okay, but anyway, so back to her.
Yeah,
so
back to her.
It's so it sounds like if she didn't get sick, she would have been fine living the boating life, which I think I would be fine too.
Yeah, for
Boat's
sure.
Cool. I would sleep on a boat.
Yeah.
Does that count as camping?
No.
It's camping-esque.
Boat camping. I guess that could be a thing.
It's camping adjacent.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But for him to be like, he sounds very outdoorsy, which
Yeah.
makes me wonder, like, what does he do in the other 9 months of the year? It doesn't say where they live, but let's assume boat season is 4
Right.
months of the year. He wants to go camp, or maybe he's in one of those places that, oh my God, it's summer, I got to get outside, and I freak out, and the only things I want to do are boat or sleep under the stars.
Well, let's just put a pause here for a minute because why does he get to determine what the summer activities are going to be? Like, what does she want to do?
Well, she doesn't say.
Yeah, it's like he says you have this option or this option, but
Okay, give me an example of something that she would do in the summer
I don't know.
without me being sexist. Go to the mall.
I was going to say that.
So he really likes the boating. They tried the boating last summer. So I think it's like, I tried it, it doesn't work. So I think part of it is like, I can't spend time doing the thing that he loves even because I have a gastrointestinal boating problem. And so he's like, okay, let's camp.
Yeah.
So now she's like, can't do that either. She's trying to be nice, I think. She's not unreasonable asking for alternative activity, but you better come up with an alternative activity.
Well, you know what? Why don't we turn this around and try and find an angle where she can enjoy the camping? What does she need
I have no idea.
to enjoy? Maybe there's like campsites that are a little bit more advanced.
like bougie camp. It's
yeah,
tough to do that every
glamping.
weekend.
Go glamping.
Every weekend? It's hard to glamp every weekend.
Well, they can glamp like
Like, is there a pool?
once every fourth weekend, then camp every other weekend, and then he can go boating the other two.
Is it normal to camp every weekend as an adult?
No, but like, so
Camping something I think you do once in the summer, right?
yeah, maybe once or twice
Yeah, the fact that they just might not be a fit
in the summer.
in the summer.
They should just break up in the summer and then
you know,
pick things back up when fall comes around. Or
well,
yeah,
her
that's
main
what
question is, am I being unreasonable wanting an alternative activity?
no.
No, not unreasonable. I think you have to suck it up and camp 6 times.
6 times? You just said once. Now you're
No, that's for me. I'm a pussy,
Okay,
especially in
okay.
Arizona. God knows what
Yeah.
is crawling around here.
Well, should we give her like a fraction or percentage like of how many?
Well, that's what I said. Say he
Yeah,
he
say
camps.
he
He
wants
wants
to
to
go-
camp every weekend. Let's
Yeah.
just say that's 12 times.
Right.
Does she go on half? Does she go on 4?
I think half is good.
But then you're spending most of your weekends in the summer without your boyfriend. I think he cuts his camping down to 6.
Yeah, they
and
meet
she
in the
does
middle.
2.
Compromise. I like
I'll go
that.
camping twice. You go camping 6 times. That leaves us 8 weekends to do.
Or
the mall.
she just takes seasickness medication and then they just go boating and she takes the medication and she's fine.
Is that a thing?
I think so. There's like Dramamine. Yeah.
Have you tried that, Carrie?
Yeah,
Maybe
Carrie.
maybe just drink a lot. I think we go back to the boat.
Yeah, we got to
the
figure out
boat-
the boat.
Yeah, the boat. What kind of boat is this?
said
How
it was a
rocky is
fishing
this
boat,
boat?
like a little
No, he
fishing
says
boat.
right. It's a weird boat because he says he likes to fish on it and he loves to race it, and it's a lake.
Maybe it's one of those like long engine.
But you don't fish off of those.
Yeah, you do.
You do?
I mean, if you race with it, I don't know.
I don't think I'm on either of your side, Carrie. I think you go back if you either camp twice and you miss your boyfriend in the summer, which is fine. I mean, let's just say he goes off and that's his thing. That still leaves you 40 weekends a year. You do it twice. You try the boat thing again, fully medicated,
Totally.
and maybe it works out.
I like that.
Okay.
Complete.
The next one. Oh, I've run into something like this. Okay. This has bothered me since the day I started dating her. She has the name Dan tattooed on the small of her back inside a heart, like a tramp stamp of her ex. Dan is her college boyfriend. Every time I am behind her, I see the tattoo and it bothers me, but we haven't been dating long enough for me to say you need to get that removed. The issue is that now that it's pool season and she's in a bathing suit and everyone can see the name Dan and all my friends are calling me Dan as a joke, but I'm not Dan. What should I say or do about it? And that's from Definitely Not Dan in Raleigh.
Oh my gosh.
I
Wait,
dated a girl once who had a tattoo of an ex.
And
It was a while ago. It was probably like 8 boyfriends ago, and she had it. She probably should have gotten it removed. I think a part of her, she was kind of a twisted fuck girlfriend that she's like, I want everybody to have to look at Dan.
oh,
So she wasn't the nicest person anyway.
okay.
Yeah, you can't ask her to get it removed. I would joke the same way if I were
That's
with
pretty
friends.
funny.
I love it.
That's pretty funny.
That's not a deal. But what are you going to do? Grow up, Dan.
No, I think that Definitely Not Dan should just at least like bring it up and express his feelings. I don't think that he should
He
expect
says
her
that
to
they
get
haven't
it.
been dating that long.
Well, you know what? There is no such thing as dating that long for you to be able to say that. If it's bothering you this much,
She's clearly not embarrassed by it.
yeah.
She struts that stuff around.
And I wonder if she hears his friends making fun of him, like, and calling him Dan. I wonder if they do that in front of her.
First of all, don't get the name of your ex or your current. Just don't tattoo it on your body. You know, that's how Johnny Depp went bad. He had,
is that
he
what
had the
happened?
Winona back in the day, and then he changed it to Wino forever. And then it was all downhill from there. That was the first crazy thing we knew about Johnny Depp. And 20 years later, he's crazier than ever. Like, it's all bad. It's in a heart with Dan. So I don't know. It would bother him. I used to say, like, I would never date anybody with a tattoo because it just shows bad judgment. I don't think people can make that comment anymore because you're really narrowing the pool because everybody's got a tattoo.
You said it like 2 months ago.
No,
You've changed since then?
No, I still probably wouldn't. But I'm just saying that you're really limiting the pool. You know, you go to Vegas now in the pool, every single person has just terrible
for sure,
tattoos.
for sure.
It looks ridiculous. There should be ink in the pool. That being said, it's weird. It's her thing. You could pretend it's her dog.
Or, yeah. No, that's the only thing that it would be okay being.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's her dog, Dan, tattooed in a tramp stamp in a heart on her
Yeah.
lower back.
Totally.
I'm you know whose side I'm on here?
Whose?
The friends.
Good friends.
I think that's good.
Oh my gosh.
I like that. But you can't do anything about it.
No,
Dan.
I think that
You can't do anything.
I think he should
now
bring
see,
it up.
we're calling him Dan.
I know. Dan.
Not Dan.
Danny.
We don't even know your
Danny
name, so it's
boy.
not even something like, you haven't been dating her long enough. I think that the sign is.
that's bullshit.
What do you mean that's bullshit?
Like, you haven't been dating her. Just talk about, have a
What are you
conversation
gonna
about
say?
it.
I've been dating you 8 weeks. Get rid of your tattoo.
No, it's not you're not making demands. You're just expressing how it makes you feel and like having a conversation about it so it clears the
Yeah, I
air.
don't know. It sounds painful to get rid of it. I'm fine. I can't see it anyway. And if you're back there, then you're having a better time.
Well, we
There's
don't
better
know.
things to see back there,
Well,
not Dan.
Maybe there's like some more emotional stuff going on with him about it. Like maybe it's just like makes him wonder if she still has feelings for him. Like it goes deeper than just like his friends making fun of him. You know.
What if she says, "I don't notice it because I can't see it. It's back there."
Okay, I know,
My answer would be, "Why'd you
that's
get it in
what
the
the
first place?"
conversation would be, and if it would just like clear any like insecurities or anything like that.
What do you want me to do? Wear a sarong all the time because you're insecure, not Dan?
All right, we should move on.
I don't know. I think that's just a bad break, and if you like her, like you got to deal with it. That shouldn't be a deal breaker.
No, it shouldn't. But
You know, she might just be like, you know, like removing the Confederate statues. Some people think that you shouldn't change history. Is that the good analogy?
Dan was a part of me.
Yeah, it's my life.
And he
and
is a part
It's
of
a
me.
reminder of
Dan.
It's a reminder of Dan and not to make
Well, you know what?
make the same mistake again.
Or maybe Dan like died in a tragic accident and she doesn't want to forget him because she really loved him.
He would know that.
All right. Okay.
He would be like, "Who's Dan?" Like first day, like Dan. I know. I think she's got to tell him, like, "Okay, listen, we're gonna fool around. I got to tell you something." Or do you let him stumble upon it and then say, "Who's Dan?" When do you talk about the tattoo? Does he find it and bring it
I think
up?
that he should just bring it up now. Like there's no we haven't been dating long enough thing. I think he should just bring it up.
All right, you're asking her to have like a major surgery done,
No, I'm not asking.
like sand it
I'm
off.
not saying that he
What
should
is-
demand that she should take it off. I'm just saying he should like they should have a conversation about how it makes him feel. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
And does it make him feel bad because she has it, or does it make him feel bad because his friends are goofing on
I
him?
don't know.
Yeah, get over it. Definitely
Oh my
not
gosh.
Dan and Raleigh. Okay. Oh my God. Here's one that I don't have an answer for. I actually read this one already.
Okay.
I have been dating a really good and very cute guy for about 7 weeks as of the time I write this. You might think I am crazy even writing this. The problem is his friend. He is an absolute Greek god. I can't even be around him. He is literally the hottest man I've ever seen in my life. I don't want to date him or sleep with him or anything. I just get a reaction like I can't breathe. I have a complete meltdown and start shaking, almost like a seizure. I can't get my brain to control my body's reaction. It's a Pavlovian response. The warmer it gets, the more he is shirtless. How do I tell my guy about this? How do I completely avoid it? He is around all the time. He is like nothing I've ever seen. I feel like I'm going to pass out. Help. That's from Breathless in Orlando.
Oh my gosh, breathless.
What do you do about that?
Breathless. Girl.
That's a weird
that-
situation, right?
No, I've been in situations like that, but not like that extreme. I
Right.
mean,
You can't.
oh my gosh.
I know.
She should be like a comedy writer. That was funny.
I know, but that's unfortunate.
Oh my God. Like a Greek god? I mean, does he have like just a beaming light about? I mean, yeah, I
Settle
don't even
down.
know.
So we have to hose you down.
Now I just want to see a picture
Yeah,
of
I
him.
know. I don't have a picture of
know.
it because we're probably gonna be like, oh, he's not that hot. But if she thinks that,
That's frustrating.
is she worried that the boyfriend is gonna notice?
Well, okay, read the part again where she was like, I don't want to date him. What did she say? I don't
Okay.
want to date him. I don't want to.
He's literally the hottest man I've ever seen in my life. I don't want to date him or sleep with him or
Okay.
anything. I just get a
Okay.
reaction like I can't breathe. So she's kind of
Well,
questioning like
that's-
my body does something that my mind can't control while I'm around him.
I know exactly the feeling that she's talking about.
You don't seem to have that feeling now.
Maybe if I saw a picture of this guy.
Me and Jake aren't doing it for you.
So it's really, really good that she doesn't want to date him or sleep with him, though, because for me, like that would be my worry, that I would just like be obsessing over the
Right.
friend and then like
Right.
not even be interested.
I
in
think
the
she's
guy.
wondering like, why am I having this reaction in this way?
Because your body that's like the animal in you, girl. Like wanting to just like
Yeah,
Just-
that's a tough one. I think yeah, you can, what do you say? I can't be around your friend? But that's weird because she said he's around all the time.
I know I'm really trying here to figure something out.
That's a
'Cause
tough one.
That is because you don't want to have that conversation.
I'm trying to think if any of my girlfriends have ever had a friend who was just so hot. I don't think so. I think I would just be like, wow, that's weird. She's hot, but she's probably crazy and I hate her.
Does she tell the guy just to be like, look?
Well,
I need to
he
just tell
probably
you this.
notices that she acts weird around. What if he said like, hey, you act kind of weird about my friends? I think she has to make up a scenario where it's like, she has to throw the hot friend under the bus. Like,
No.
I don't trust him, and so it gives me
No.
why? Fuck him. What do you care about the hot? What? Who cares?
What if he's like a totally?
Who cares? Who cares?
I care.
You think that he shouldn't be innocently slandered?
Yes, he's innocent.
He's hot. He'll be fine. There's plenty of. And she'd be like, "Listen, he gives me a weird feeling, and I don't
Well,
really want
that's
to be."
not a lie. He does give
Okay.
her a weird feeling.
Oh yeah. Tingling. But if she spins it like that, he makes me really uncomfortable. So then if the boyfriend notices the reaction of her in hives, that there's a reason for it. I think that's the play, Breathless in Orlando.
Or maybe like you should plan your hot and steamy times for like right after you see the guy, and then like go take your boyfriend into a.
That's terrible for the boyfriend.
Well, no, it's good because she'll be like ready to go.
Yeah, thinking about the guy.
No,
the Greek god.
She can like retrain her brain.
I think she has to create a scenario in her brain where the innocent Greek god is a terrible guy. And her
Like trick
body's
her
in
brain.
like flight or flight, or what's it called?
Fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
Yeah.
Fight or flight. Fight or flight. And it's just, and she's like, listen, I don't know what it is. He makes me uncomfortable, so maybe I don't hang around you guys.
Okay, that's fine. That's not like a total lie. Like I don't trust him. Like that was a
Okay,
little.
well, whatever it takes.
but the uncomfortable, like that's the truth.
He's my best friend. What are you talking about? He's a great guy.
I'll be like, yeah.
Come on, let's hang out with him. You'll get to know him better.
Oh
Like,
shit.
as I said, we don't always give answers around here. Sometimes we just raise the questions.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to see what the guy looks like.
Yeah, because that sucks that you can't just like tell him, because obviously that was a terrible idea. Do not tell the boyfriend.
I don't have any idea what I'd say. That's a weird situation.
Breathless.
I would, if she asks, does she ask other girls like, hey, what do you think of Greek god guy?
Well, why does that matter?
Because maybe it's just like an allergic reaction. Maybe it's just like a weird pheromone thing that her body's not acting properly. It could be completely innocent and just like people are allergic to dogs. Right?
Okay,
Is
sure.
that possible?
Uh-huh.
Or he's just so hot.
I think it's probably that he's so hot.
Well, we will. So you hear the dog growling? Same thing. All right. We have got to take a quick break. We
We're
are doing the
breathless.
Summer Sucks mailbag, but we will be back right after this. And we are back. We're diving into your summer problems. Yael's all hosed off from the last. She's scouring the internet to see what hot
Who
guys
this
are in
guy is.
Orlando. All we know is
I
he's
know.
in Orlando.
My body is literally tingling right now because I'm just like imagining this person.
I know. Imagine being that guy. And oh
my God.
That's crazy.
Literally, like he just like walks in somewhere and like all the girls just like faint.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would suck. You can't have like a genuine. It's
I
hard to
know.
have a genuine connection.
Right. That's what I
Yeah.
need.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
See, I think the play is he's a bad guy. All right, next one. Oh God. Okay. This is from David via our Facebook page. Quick question. Is there more ass out there than there used to be, or is it my imagination? Bigger, bolder, nakeder. Thong bikinis on girls who wouldn't have dreamed of wearing them in years past, and wearing them in places they never would have worn them before, like family functions. I like it, but maybe I shouldn't be noticing it so much, especially the teenagers. Okay, I've noticed that too.
Definitely more ass.
There's more ass, and Kim Kardashian changed the world. She really did. And then now you're into like Lizzo, like this body empowerment ass out there.
Yeah.
It is a real thing. And it is getting younger, and people are more like, I see people like posing in bikinis around their families that I'm like, that wouldn't have flown in your house, and it wouldn't have flown in my house. And like, what do you tell your 15-year-old? Can't wear that? I think you can.
Yeah, I think you can.
But they don't. Then the
you
kids
can
get
say that.
it was a real. But so let's take out the teen thing out of it, David.
Wait.
It's not your imagination. It is a thing.
Yeah.
I've noticed it too. Like, part of me is like, good for you, girlfriend, rocking that thing, just putting it out there. But part of me is like, why do you think that looks good? I don't know. It's a weird
it's not
thing.
about looking good. Like you said, it's about like actually, I take that back. a lot of it probably is about looking good. And then there's some of it that's also about just like the body empowerment. Like I'm like me and here I am and I'm going to do whatever I want and like own it, you know?
Yeah. If the
'Cause I
skinny bitch gets
love
to wear
myself.
that, I'm going to wear that. It did change.
Yeah.
I don't know when it changed.
Yeah.
It changed recently. And now it used to be like, oh, wow, Miami Beach feels differently than everywhere else because everybody's, it's European. They're kind of naked there.
Yeah.
It's everywhere now. You could be in Milwaukee and there's ass all over the place. And like walking into like 7-Eleven. I mean, I don't really want ass out in 7-Eleven, but maybe that's me.
You see that there?
I'm old school. Yeah, you see that there. You go into Circle K? It's not happening at Circle K.
No, just 7-Eleven.
Just 7-Eleven.
All right.
David, I'm not sure what the question is. Yes, there's more ass
Yeah,
out there.
that is the question. Is
Well, you're a girl. Is your ass out more?
mine? No.
But you see others?
I do see
And
others.
you're like,
yeah.
what's the choice here?
Yeah. I think I'm a little bit more conservative when it comes to that stuff. But, you know.
But it's almost flipped like that's the norm now.
What, the assness?
Yeah, the assness.
Yeah.
It's a majority
that's like
of
the
ass.
mainstream trendy look.
Yeah. Are we
like
going to look back in
the
10 years and
cheek
be like,
on the bottom
the
of
cheek
the-
is out.
Yeah.
The under boob didn't take.
The under boob didn't take, but side
Side
boob
boob-
never gets old.
Side boob never, but not everybody pulls it off.
Right. You have to have like the right
Boob.
Yeah.
But the ass, it doesn't seem to me about the right ass. People are just like, I need it, my ass out.
Yeah. And you know
it's-
what though?
I think
a
it's
lot of
strange.
men respond though to all types of asses.
They do.
So it doesn't really matter.
So is that what you're doing when you're a 15-year-old girl?
I mean,
That's what's
I
happening.
think that's weird because
it is weird.
I think it's weird because then if you're like a 40-something-year-old man and I understand it's human nature, like literally it's hard to control yourself. And if there's a 15-year-old girl's ass
Yeah.
and you look at it, then you feel like a perv.
Yeah, I would be uncomfortable around
it's
it.
not. So honestly, like just do it like for the other people. Don't even do it for your daughter. Like do it for the other people, parents.
Yeah, like
You know?
there needs to be less ass.
Help
There needs to
We
be
need
less.
help.
There needs to be 30% less ass.
and do it for your daughter.
Do it for your daughter.
I know. I was
So,
just-
David, the question there, is there more? Yes. Bigger, bolder, nakeder? Yes. Props to the body empowerment. I don't know if we need it at 7-Eleven.
okay.
Maybe Circle K.
We'll make sure to enforce the dress code at
Okay. There needs
7-Eleven.
to- No, the old no shirt, no shoes, no dice. Should be no ass.
Shirt,
If I can see 30% of a cheek, you got to get out of 7-Eleven.
no nuts.
No nuts. Okay. Next one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dating a girl I work with. Yes, I know, not cool in 2022. She is obsessed with what she calls summer fun. It's like she has a completely different personality. Crazy sunglasses, constant selfies, music cranking, silly dances. Is like her body and brain have become obsessed. It is not like she was raised in a different part of the country. We are from about an hour outside of Detroit. She should be used to the change of seasons. It's kind of a turnoff. I like the girl from February and March better.
Wait.
That's from Wolverine in Michigan.
Can you read the beginning part again?
I am dating a girl I work with. She's obsessed with what she calls summer fun. Crazy sunglasses. She just goes, woo, goes crazy.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
it's summertime in northern Michigan, as Kid Rock sang. I know people like that, that even though they're adults, they top down singing, this is the song of the summer. Oh my God. And they just go crazy and they just, I could see that if you're in Michigan,
Michigan is like,
it's terrible 8 months a year. So if she just goes crazy and you don't like that extroverted glitter girl that you suddenly have, there are a lot worse things than that.
Yeah, she's just
It would be
happy.
yeah, imagine if she was fun 8 months a year and then she was depressed and hiding in her hole 4 months a year. Like, that's not better.
maybe he likes that.
Maybe he likes that. Maybe he wants some goth and gloom.
Maybe
in
it's like
his life.
too happy. She's too
Yeah,
happy.
I know. I think that he's a little mad that she's seems happy. Like she's taking it up a notch on the
Yeah.
happy and fun. I don't mind. Good for
That-
her.
that might be like-
Wolverine in Michigan.
Yeah, Wolverine. That might actually be a truer version of her.
Yeah, and
Than
the gloomy,
rest of her.
cloudy
Yeah.
Michigan brings her down.
So imagine if you guys like moved to California, she would just be like that all the time.
So you're right. It's the right. So and a lot of girls in California are Katy Perry personality full time.
Yeah, because it's hard to not be happy there.
I know people are happy there.
Yeah.
I need to move back there. Shit. I think that you're basically saying my girlfriend or the girl I'm dating from work is too fun 4 months of the year, and I like, he seems like me, but I wouldn't mind that. I'd be like, good.
Yeah.
She's happy. You're probably going to be bothered when she goes back down the ladder in September and October, and she's going to seem depressed.
Right.
I think you need to get your funk on, Wolverine.
Come on,
Good for
Wolvie.
her. Yeah.
Get those
And I
heart
know
shaped sunglasses.
there's lots of people in Chicago and Minneapolis and Cleveland that they just go
They're just
nuts
like,
in the summer because they feel like they're on the clock because there's only 100 days of sunshine.
Yeah, and they've been like waiting and waiting. It's kind of like
Yeah.
the Arizonans in the
other
winter.
way. Yeah.
It's like we're like, oh my gosh, I can like be outside and I can enjoy it and it feels so good.
Yeah, people like in these parts of the country, in the Midwest, the only time they're happy is the 6 days a year they get to go to Florida. And they like build their whole year around like, oh my
They
God.
should just
and
move to Florida.
And they just go crazy in Florida and they like it. Like I've seen the Miami personality. That you could do a lot worse than her, right?
Yeah.
We're going to hook
She
her
sounds
up with the
awesome.
Greek god. She
I
sounds
like her.
fun. I like her too. I'd rather be in a room with her than you, Wolverine. Or on her side.
Sorry, Wolvie.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, that's the crazy. So she gets a little silly. A lot of people just get selfie crazy when they're happy.
Yeah.
I think there's a reaction to her being happy. Good. At least she's capable of being happy. I would think it's the worst if it didn't change and she was just miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
You're wrong, Wolverine. Okay. The next one.
He's like, I'm never listening to this show
I
again.
know. This is not what I wanted to hear. Hard love here. Next one. This is from MJ in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I thought I found the one, except the one loves baseball more than me. He watches a game every single day. Why is there a game every single day? I'm used to dudes who watch college football or the NFL, even gambling addicts and fantasy football freaks, but that was just a weekend thing in the fall and winter. This is every single day for 6 months, and baseball is so boring. I did not know this. I did not know this type of person existed. How can I just tell him that this is so very stupid and he is missing out on me and us and life and a fun summer?
Damn. How long every day does he watch the
Well,
baseball?
I know some people like that I think is strange, who do, and I like baseball and I'm a Mets fan or whatever, but as an adult, couldn't imagine watching 81 games, or no, 162 games, but in the summertime, let's just say it's 6 months, you're talking about 150 baseball games, and it's not like football where every game means a lot. That's weird. I think that he needs to, and I've brought this up before because somebody said to me a couple years ago, they're like, you seem to like football more than you used to. I go, no, I like everything else less. So football was the one thing I liked. I think that MJ has to paint a picture or show him a reality that there are so many more fun things to do than baseball. He just might not have seen them or know them, and he likes the comfort of the routine of
Right, it feels
of
safe.
the White Sox play again today, and you sit there and watch the game. But the games, they're every day. They are every. It's like 8 days of no games.
Like, I didn't even
She's
know.
like, I didn't know it was
How
every
is
day.
this possible?
People be like,
Where
wait,
is
they
there
played,
baseball
but they
every
played
day?
yesterday. She brought up the football thing. I dated this girl once, and she's like, wait, there's Thursday games?
Yeah.
Why? And I was like, there just are, because people like to gamble. I think that's it. This is another one of those compromising things where it's like you can watch baseball on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the weekend is our time. And here's what
Right,
we're going to do. And it's
right.
so fun, and you can check the score, but you don't need to do this.
That's just a lot of baseball watching.
It is. It's about. I turn on the Dodger game sometimes, and Mary Hart. You know who Mary Hart is? She used to host Entertainment Tonight. She's got seats right behind home plate, and she's at every game. And she's like a rich, famous person, and I'm like, that's what you want to do is deal with the parking and go to every baseball game. I heard an interview with Jason Bateman,
Yeah.
and he's talking about for like 4 years he went to every Dodger home game, every game, and I'm like, just the hassle of that. Like going to a baseball game once in a while is totally
Well,
fun.
he probably
but
just valets and or
it's
has a
still-
driver that drops him off
You're
at the front.
still sitting in traffic. You're sitting, and it's 3 hours,
guess.
4 hours at night sitting at Dodger Stadium.
Well, he liked.
He liked it. I'm like, what was Mrs. Bateman doing?
Yeah.
I think that's weird. If you do anything,
Well, that
whether
at
it's
least
the
was
camping guy where it has to do every weekend, or Mrs. Firecracker who's just crazy every day, or this. Life is about variety.
Right. Keeping it interesting.
And relationships are about compromise. So if he really liked, what he's telling me is he doesn't like his time with her as much as he likes the baseball.
Right. And something I was thinking about as you were reading that is I was like, how did they, like, what did they even connect on when they first met? Or was it just like in the honeymoon phase and so he wasn't like watching as much?
It's one of those things where if you meet him at the different time of year, it's different personalities. So let's just say they met in October. It's a long way to April.
Oh, so baseball season. I thought she's saying it's like every day, all year round.
This is the summer mailbag. So she's like, it's the summer.
Right,
this is going on. So from April till October, it's 28 days a month.
Oh, man.
So I want to do what they do on the handful of days where there's no baseball. Is she jumping in those days, or he's thinking about baseball, or he's playing fantasy baseball?
Saying there's baseball. Oh, you mean like before?
No, there's a couple days during the season where they don't play.
Okay.
There's an all-star break. There's a handful of days off. Rainouts. If a game gets rained out, does he call? Hey, you want to catch a movie? I don't know. She needs to paint a picture of we could have more fun together.
Right.
And I think most people, and I've said this on the podcast, and people write and they're like, you're wrong. And I love watching, I watched almost every New York Giant game for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day somebody's like, let's just go to this vineyard in like Santa Barbara. And I'm like, this is a really big test and I'm going to do this. And it was better. It was just better.
Mm-hmm.
She was right. And she gave me a scenario like, we're going to have, you're not even going to think about the game because we're going to be doing something different and fun and other parts. She was right. And that was like a life-changing thing. Like,
that's such a
I
great
think you will
example.
change it for the girl. I think you will change it for the guy.
Give me one chance.
Yeah, let's try this.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun and you're not going to think about it. All of these things, whether you watch baseball every day or you watch soap operas every day, most of these choices are routines. And people are, and relationships are about getting somebody out of their routines and out of their comfort zone and having them try new experiences. So MJ in Harrisburg, make it happen. Like come up with something and don't get in an argument. Like he's like, I got to watch the game. You have to phrase it like, this will be better.
Just try it.
Let's just try this.
And if he's not willing to try
if
it,
it's not, I'll watch the game
like,
with you tomorrow. And then you watch the game with him and you make him miserable with crazy questions. Why do they run that way? That's stupid. Yeah, you don't need to belittle the baseball. Just give him an alternative to, here's what we can do together. And we all grow out of it because the reason that I know this is once people have kids, they watch the kids' games or they do other things and they're not doing that anymore. Like you do change.
Unless you purposely don't have kids because you want to continue doing that.
Then you don't
want to
date that guy, MJ. Then that's not the guy for you.
Yeah.
So when she says, I thought I found the one, you couldn't have been dating him more than 6 months. I think in order to know somebody's the one, you got to go around the bend.
Right.
You got to do the full 365. You got to see the Christmas. You got to see the Hanukkah. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Is that what it's called? Okay. You got to do all the seasons and all the holidays and all the wardrobe choices and everything. And then you decide if you found the one or not. Because these little quirks pop up.
We don't know how long they've been together, but does it say?
It would have happened last summer.
That's true.
So I think that...
Or maybe it did, and this summer she's like, I cannot do this again.
Well, or if he got more into it, then that says a lot too.
Oh, yeah, because then he's like, ugh, I'm going
to watch more baseball.
Yeah, and spend less time with
Summer with her sock.
Yeah.
She had that tattoo of Dan. No, that's a different person. She would blend all these together. Where her ass was out, she had a tattoo of Dan, and she had some crazy sunglasses on. And then she threw up on the boat. All of these are pretty minor. They're quirky and they're weird.
Yeah.
And some are things, but all of these are fairly workoutable.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. Other than Breathless in Orlando. She's got a problem.
That is an issue. Yeah.
That is an issue. Maybe a hypnotist.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. She goes to the hypnotist. She snaps a picture of him. She tries to get a picture. Take it to the hypnotist and say, make me not feel anything.
Yeah.
For him. Get rid of the rumbling in my belly for him. Mm-hmm. I think that's right. Jake, thoughts? Yes? No? That's
That is the best idea.
yeah.
I don't know whether.
Not everything can be answered with
Right.
hypnosis.
Maybe you can do like EMDR therapy and like change the narrative around that. That's another option.
Yeah, I think so.
But that was a good.
You got any summer memories, good or bad, to share with the Great Love listeners?
Summer memories, good or bad? I think, back we were talking about just being a kid. Being a kid in the summer was the best. All of those examples I gave of frying eggs on the street and having your mom bring you watermelon in the pool and just not worrying about anything and just being free. And, the monsoon season in Arizona is beautiful and fun and like.
I keep hearing about the monsoon
Yeah.
season. I don't. It never happens.
Well, maybe just because you travel a lot. So you
No,
don't-
I'm like here. I want to see monsoons.
Okay. Well, it will happen. It actually,
happens
there
in
were a
the
couple.
summer?
Yeah. Were you not here like a week or two ago? It was mini.
It was
mini,
here.
Nothing
It was
crazy.
mini. It was
yeah.
like 10 minutes of rain.
No. I'm talking like there's like crazy like wind and lightning.
Yeah, there's windstorms.
And and it's kind of the rain part is interesting.
That's what you miss living in California is you miss the drama of the summer storms, which I like.
Yeah.
I don't need
The
tornado
storms.
warnings on the
No,
TV.
But you need clouds like every once in a while.
Yeah, I think
Some
you do.
Storm. Yeah, for sure.
When I was a kid, we had a summer house, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
in Connecticut. And we would go there like the day after school ended. Like we would go to this other state and so it was like a different set of friends. And it was just like a summer life that when I went back in September to go to school, I felt like I missed out on all the stuff in my town. And all these
Totally.
people had all of these summer that I didn't have. It was weird. It was like my whole, from the time I was in like 5th grade, every summer on, I was in a different place. And that seemed, I feel like I missed out because of
Totally.
that.
No, because like summer is when everyone from school like bonds even more.
Yeah, and
That's
you play summer
the hang
leagues
out,
and
like,
sports
all
and
day,
you do
every
stuff and you don't have to go to
day.
school. Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed out on
Yeah.
all of that. So, I mean, the lake house was nice and a boat and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me is like, there's a social aspect that
Yeah,
when you're
for
taken
sure.
away from summer, that it's different, but summer in a lot of parts of the world, like here, like you can't wait for it to be over. Mm-hmm. Same
Yeah.
Florida, or Atlanta, or Washington, D.C. It's just hot. New York City, where I lived a big chunk of my life, it's so hot and so you'd walk around New York and you would feel a drip on your head and you were hoping it was from an air conditioning. You were just like, that could be gross. And the subways were hot. And then people on the weekend would just like animals pack into cars and buses to go to the Hamptons, or they go down to the Jersey Shore, and you were just like trying to escape the summer, and that doesn't seem fun, like places like Chicago, they have this whole like rooftop culture, but it was always on the brink of thunderstorming. You
Yeah.
couldn't trust the plans either.
I actually lived in Chicago for a short time during the summer. And it was kind of like they have so much to do. There's like festivals,
Right.
And all
They
kinds
are
of stuff.
they are on the clock from
Yeah.
the first sunny day in May.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
and they do, and they want to pack in all the fun. It's a great place to be, but it's also like 1,000,000 degrees.
Yeah, it does get really humid. And
Like St. Louis is just disgusting, and
Yeah.
or Texas, a Texan
Texas is
summer.
not.
Oh my God,
literally, you get out of the shower and you just stay wet like the whole day.
fall is fun. The fashion is fun.
Mm-hmm.
The leaves are fun. The pumpkins are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fall's got a
is
bad
fun.
Fall's got a bad publicist.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think everybody likes fall.
If you played Family Feud, and you said name a season, top 4, fall's coming in last. You know that's right.
No.
Yeah, here we
No,
go.
for you.
I'm going to try this sometime. If somebody said name a season real quick, you're not naming fall,
I would probably say winter.
right? Because winter has a distinct feel. Spring people like because they fall in love with the possibility of being warm again, even though there's a very short spring in most of the country. And then summer has a whole brand. It's got a full publicity campaign. There's no song of the fall. There's no autumn lovin'. There's no songs about
Yes,
fall.
there's actually a ton of songs about fall and autumn
Summer
and the
wind.
leaves.
There a ton.
Yeah, there are. Okay.
The autumn leaves are falling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's not a song.
Yes, it is.
You know how many songs are about summer?
Summer loving.
You know how many songs are about winter and spring? There's almost no fall.
Yeah, there's like gloomy, depressing.
No, there's
songs.
like Christmas songs.
Oh yeah, Christmas songs. Yeah,
But there's a lot of
right.
there's a
Right, I forgot
winter
about
time. There's a lot of snow. I mean, people really like, oh my God, White Christmas. No, they don't. But fall, most people really like fall. They do. It just doesn't get talked about enough. Bad publicist by fall.
All right.
And it's got the two names.
Yeah, it's a
weird.
little confusing.
It's like couch and sofa.
Yeah.
Let's pick one. All right, we are going to start a campaign for fall to give fall its proper cred.
Yeah.
This was fun. All right, plug your passion.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Podcast Path to Passion. It's all about creating a life that you love. We talk about healing. We talk about manifesting. We talk about wealth and wellness and health and all the things.
The road to autumn.
The road to autumn.
All right, you got a song to you got a new single?
I don't have a new single.
Last year on here, we put the single. We're going to put the single on again.
Oh,
Or is it out? Or is it a summer song?
Oh, it's out. It's not a summer song.
What's the song called? Like Road to Love?
It's called Back to Love.
Back to Love.
Maybe it should be called Back to Loving Fall.
Autumn Lovin' had me a blast. All right, this was fun. This was not easy to do. We had a tough set of questions. As far as us, we're going to wrap up the summer. August 31st, City Winery in Nashville. Talk about a fun place with shitty weather. Nashville. Tickets are on sale at citywinery.com or at greatlovedebate.com. The Boston show, I believe, is September 9th. Go to greatlovedebate.com. The show's on there then. Go look it up. I used to know these like that, but I'm out of practice. August 31st for sure, 8 p.m., City Winery in Nashville, Tennessee. Shoot us an email, greatlovedebate@gmail.com. If you have any advice for Definitely Not Dan or Breathless in Orlando or David or Wolverine or any of the rest of them, shoot us an email, greatlovedebate@gmail.com. Please review this podcast and Path to Passion. Your reviews mean a lot in the podcasting ecosystem because, as always, at The Great Love Debate, we never stop making love. See you next time.